In our first story, the governing National Democratic Congress says it is confident that President John Dramani Mahama will emerge victorious in this year's elections. Addressing a news conference to officially announce August 14 as the date for the party's campaign launch, the campaign team's spokesperson Joyce Bawa Mokhtari said she's confident the party's track record over the past 4 years will secure victory.
That we are preparing towards the launch of the John Dramani Mahama 2016 campaign. We are kick-starting the official launch to formally galvanize our supporters, to give indications to the people of Ghana that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is ready for victory 2016. Distinguished ladies and gentlemen from the press, we have the full component of all our parliamentary candidates for all the 275 constituencies. Indeed, we all know that our candidate for flag bearer is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, ably assisted by Vice President Kwesi Emisa Arthur. Going forward, we all know that the National Democratic Congress has always demonstrated its commitment to its social democratic ideals under the auspices of the party chairman, Chairman Portoffe. We also know that we have also demonstrated the seriousness that we attach to this particular unique election coming up on December the 7th. Our candidate has demonstrated his commitment and passion for this country, to our development, and to the ideals for which the National Democratic Congress was established and set up. As a party, we believe that we have the best candidate, that as a party, we've put forth our best foot. We also expect that Ghanaians will, like us, agree with us that we're convinced that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama indeed deserves a second 4-year term. We have actually put together all the modalities for this launch of ours. So the official theme for the campaign will be Changing Lives, Transforming Ghana. It's very simple, straightforward, and catchy. It is well visible enough, displayed all over, and we relate and identify with this all-important theme of ours. We expect that all of our activities going forward will be feeding into this theme that we've been championing for the last few months. The official launch will be taking place at the Cape Coast Sports Stadium in the Central Region on the 14th of August 2014 at 1 p.m. prompt. Without further ado, I'd want to communicate to you this morning that the National Democratic Congress is prepared, is ready to have His Excellency John Dramani Mahama re-elected for a second term. We look forward to this official launch. We do hope that the launch will kickstart our activities for the next few months leading up to the victory for 2016 come December 7th.
And that's the campaign spokesperson Joyce Bawa Mokhtari there, and my colleague Joseph Akable was at this event. Let's now speak to him and get a little more from him. So apart from telling us that the official launch of the campaign will be on Sunday, what else has Madam Joyce Bawa Mokhtari been saying?
Now, one thing that many of us were looking up to was the exact date the party will be outdooring its manifesto, and we're expecting that will be done on the same day that they outdoor the campaign team officially in terms of launching the campaign. But she says that it won't be done on Sunday, and rather the party will go launch the campaign on Sunday, then afterwards they will later come out with the team's manifesto. Now, aside from that, she mentioned the fact that she's optimistic that the recent power challenges that we've been experiencing will not affect the chances of the party in this year's elections.
We will be officially launching the John Mahama 2016 campaign. The manifesto launch is still in the offing, and when we are ready, we will be communicating to you in due course. But no, Sunday will be specifically to outdoor our candidates and to officially launch our 2016 campaign. National Democratic Congress, our campaigns have always been grounded on very solid work of our party machinery. I foresee only one challenge, but even that I would not consider it as a challenge. And the challenge really is that we're trying very hard to ensure that we receive a resounding endorsement, not just by the National Democratic Congress, but the people of the Republic of Ghana. So I don't foresee any challenges. I don't think we have any as a party. I believe that we have a great candidate, but going forward, we want to ensure his re-election for 2016. As many as we have are all welcome. We still have Idebi Keke, we have JM Tuaso, which has been replicated in several of our Ghanaian languages, and I'm sure that even as we go along, other ones will join. But the theme for the official launch on Sunday, the 14th of August, will be Changing Lives, Transforming Ghana. Well, with regards to Dumso, you know, basically, I would not call that a challenge. And I'm sure you will agree with me that for the very first time, quite a lot of effort has been made to ameliorate or reduce the power outages that we have. The challenge we have really has been more to do with climate change and the fact that we can no longer depend on hydraulic power. So all efforts are being made to move to thermal, so at least we can augment the work that the hydraulic power has been doing. So in terms of Dumso, we do foresee some level of reduction in power outages, and I'm sure that most of you here would realize that a lot is being done in that regard. And we don't see that even as a challenge, because I believe that if previous administrations had each put in similar commitment and effort, it will probably not be something we'll be discussing today. But either way, Ghana, this side of sub-Saharan Africa, still has the largest access to power anywhere this side of sub-Saharan Africa. And you can cross-check on that. Thank you.
All right, so Joseph, essentially the campaign spokesperson is seeking to dispel any suggestions that Dumso or the issues relating to the power crisis will be a big issue in this campaign and could probably affect their candidates. So I guess all roads lead where on Sunday?
Cape Coast Stadium, Sunday at 1 p.m.
All right, thank you very much, Joseph Akable there. And it's still The Pulse. We take a quick break. We'll be right back. And you're welcome back. And as many of you know, the campaign season is certainly heating up, and the flag bearers are moving about and campaigning. And the NDC, as part of that team, is also planning its campaign launch. And all roads, we are told, lead to the Cape Coast Stadium on Sunday. Well, this afternoon, we are joined by the Communications Director of the National Democratic Congress, James Asante, to talk a bit more about their plans for that and other issues therein related to the campaign. Thank you, Mr. Asante, for coming to our studios. Not often that we have you. Thank you for making time for us. So, all roads lead to Cape Coast. Why the central region, if I may ask?
Well, we decentralize our campaign activities over the years. We've moved from one region to the other. We think that it's time for us to go to Cape Coast, the birthplace of our former president, the late John Evans Atta-Mills. It's not for anything that we went there. We just want to tell Ghanaians that it's a party that believes in decentralization. We cannot concentrate everything in Accra and Kumasi and Takoradi. We need to move from region to region as part of our programs.
Now, you're going to launch the campaign. What's the difference in doing that as opposed to the Accounting to the People tour, which the president undertook? He went to all the 10 regions. We had all the campaign paraphernalia floating around. It was obvious he was campaigning, even though government chose to say he is not.
Sorry, it wasn't a campaign. It was government business activity that he went to. Let me take this opportunity to explain that we are in power. So our audience, Ghanaians, must accept the fact that we are wearing double caps. We have to deal with the government businesses and we have the political party activities. So what he did was to go and account to the people that you gave me in the mandate 4 years. This is what I've done. This is what I want you to see. If you realize, the president was not going around telling people to vote for him. He said, I realized that you needed water, potable water. I realized that you need schools, you need this, you need that. This is what we've done for you. We encourage you to take good care of these things, because it's a legacy for your children's children. So it was something he's done, and he was accounting to them. Ghanaians said, what have you done? It was also all over. So if what I've done, I have the opportunity, why not let you know what I've done? So for me, it wasn't a campaign. And we also realized that this issue of party paraphernalia, it wasn't visible, right? The point is that it was a program for every Ghanaian. Those who were interested, you had to, nobody was barred from participating in some of these programs. So I disagree, of course, with people who want to create the impression that the president was campaigning. In fact, he was doing government business, and we need to acknowledge him for that.
So what happens on Sunday and afterwards?
Sunday, you know, it's a political party. We have the mandate to rule. Now, we have a vision. What is the vision? This is another campaign season. We need to go out there and tell Ghanaians about what we want to do for them, what we've done for them. Right. Now, there should be a vehicle, a program for us to churn out some of these pieces of information. So we think we need to organize ourselves before we can do that. And that is precisely what we're going to do.
So this is the political party trying to put its team together to drive the campaign.
It's a 15-member campaign team chaired by the General Secretary, Johnson Asidin Ketia. Kofi Adams, the national organizer, is a coordinator, and Joyce is a spokesperson. We have a lot of experienced politicians in our fold who are part of the campaign team. We are talking about Ambassador Dana Bodapi. You are talking about Mr. Kofi Totobi-Kwashi. You are talking about Fosu Ampofo. A lot of them, very experienced politicians who have been a tradition, part of the tradition since 1992. So we think that they have a lot to offer, especially the young ones. So we always want to blend the young and the old in our campaign, so they'll be able to identify who is doing what has been done, and what needs to be continued.
Your campaign theme is changing lives, transforming Ghana.
Precisely.
There are many who disagree.
JM Tuaso.
JM Tuaso.
Yes.
JMEG, as they will say in
Of
Ever,
course.
maybe. Okay. But there are many who disagree that you've changed lives, you've transformed Ghana. There are many who, in the last 4 years, had lost their jobs. Even as of today, there's news that as many as 10,000 people had lost their jobs directly or indirectly from the mining sector, all related to the energy crisis. The Association of Ghana Industries and even the National Association of Small-Scale Industries have complained that some of the trade policies we've had have forced people to actually move to other countries. They always mention Côte d'Ivoire. There are many businesses which we know have also collapsed as a result, not just because of the power crisis, but because the corporate taxes are too much, the cost of doing business in this country is too much. There are small-scale businesses, hairdressers, barbers, and the like, who've also had to fold up, ice cream businesses, pure water selling businesses that have had to fold up during this era. Yeah. Many will say that you've not transformed people's lives, you've rather worsened their economic plight.
Well, I wish we could concentrate on our campaign.
Oh, but it's all part of the campaign. No, I'm sure you've admitted, you know that jobs is going to be a key issue in this campaign.
Of course, we are changing lives. We are transforming the nation. There's no doubt about it.
Oh, but I raised these issues, you've not addressed them.
No, I'm saying that I thought we could concentrate on, because that is why we are here for. But that notwithstanding, I think that this scenario is a global thing. Yeah. Just this afternoon, just this morning, I was listening, was it BBC or so, where in Russia, people are complaining because there's a scarcity of rice. Right. The problems are global. It's not only limited to Ghanaians.
Your opponents will disagree, because they'll say that this is as a result of poor management. For instance, monies that were dedicated to the SADA zone, many believe have been wasted and have not actually touched people. There are those who will see that we've paid out so much in terms of judgment debt that really our economy, the monies could have been used for other things, and that's not the case. So many will disagree. We went for a fifth Eurobond. We went for a fifth Eurobond. Well, that didn't work out.
Jifa, you agree with me that it's a human institution, governance. Human beings are managing some of these things. Now, you entrust people with certain responsibilities. If they feel they need to account for it. And all those who fell foul of all these are being prosecuted now, being investigated. So for me, well, SADA, JIDA, but the point is that something is being done to retrieve all these monies that you're talking about. It's a global thing. Taxes everywhere. You need to pay tax everywhere, not only in Ghana. What are you using the taxes for? To develop our country. We need money to develop our country, and there's no way we cannot run away from that.
Let me also raise something with the campaign spokesperson touched on. She sought to dismiss any iota of thinking that the energy crisis, or Dumsor as it's popularly known, will be a major factor in this campaign. If you know it's not going to be an issue, why do you raise it?
Somebody prompted that, right? I even tried to correct. I told him, look, we are here to launch our campaign. We are not here to talk about Dumsor. I told him, and he agreed with me. The point is that I agree with what she's saying. It's not going to be because the problem is being solved. The president promised to do what? Fix it. He's fixing it. It's a problem that has existed for so many years, and he's making the effort to make sure that it becomes a thing of the past. And for me, we need to commend the president than to condemn some of these initiatives that he's taking. So I think I agree with her. It can never be a message against our campaign. We are certainly going to raise it. We agree with anybody who will say that, no, we have this problem. Yes, the president has acknowledged that, yes, Dumsor was a problem. He's also promised to fix it, and he's doing that. We need to commend him for that.
All right, and it's still the Pulse here on the Joy News channel on Multi TV. The National Youth Organizer of the New Patriotic Party has been raising some issues in relation to the governing NDC. Let's hear him, and we'll come back to Mr. Asante.
Be about jobs, jobs, and jobs. Our manifesto clearly must be about job creation, wealth creation. The how, I'll leave it for the presidential candidate when he launches it. But one thing that the MPP will not be stampeded or intimidated to come out with this manifesto, because this election is a referendum on the Mahama administration. And we are clear in our minds that that is it. It's a referendum. You promised us that the NDC promised that they were going to give us a one-time premium of healthcare. Do we have it? We take it. Yes, we do, or no, we don't. President Mahama also promised 2015, energy for all. 2015 has passed. Dumsor still persisted, and it still persists. So has he achieved yes or no? Then you move to job creation. Day in, day out, they keep telling you that they've created jobs. But day in, day out, the youth of the country are saying that jobs are phantom jobs. They can't find them. So the youth will also decide based on that. But we will not let the media set the agenda they did in 2012, where instead of scrutinizing the ruling party, they were interested in the MPP's manifesto. And then the NDC also had the financial muscle, had 37 adverts, ran it 3 times in an hour on radio stations, TV stations across the country, only to suppress the free education advert, one policy of the NPP.
And that's Sammy Oku. He's the National Youth Organizer of the New Patriotic Party. I'll start from where he left off. So how are you funding this campaign?
Well, from the party is funding itself.
The party is funding itself?
Yeah, we are an organization. We take dues, we have sympathizers, so we all contribute to the funding of our party.
There's a question of taking advantage of incumbency or the incumbency factor, and that really is not just about you, the party, funding this campaign, and that there's always some element of support inadvertently coming from government.
But if they have evidence, they should come out with the evidence. Whether the government is funding the party. If they have any evidence, he's talking about adverts. 2008, let me start from 2008, right? What did they do? They are colorless, everything was splashed all over.
MPP?
Yes, about 24 hours to election, they were still on there. They bought almost every space in the media. They should come and explain to us how they did it. TV, I mean, both the print and the electronic, they were all over.
And yet they lost?
They lost.
Okay.
So he should know that. right? Adverts for me, I don't believe in that. But the point is that we need to make our candidate visible, our party visible. So we are doing our best to do that. Recently, we went biometric. Every member was paying money. If we even have about 3 million people, and everybody is paying one Ghana cedis for it, you can calculate it.
So essentially, the members are going to fund this campaign.
Yeah, we are going to do that. And don't forget that we, like I said, we decentralize our campaign. The regions are going to follow suit. They're going to launch their campaigns. And they are mobilizing funds at their own level to be able to prosecute this campaign project.
Okay. Now, final question in relation to the campaign. What for you are the biggest issues in this campaign?
Well, I think that we are changing lives. We are transforming the nation.
That's your tagline.
Of course.
That's separate from what the key issues that this campaign will be fought on. Jobs.
Yeah, of course.
The energy situation and the economy.
Jobs. We are creating jobs.
Maybe so why are the youth of Ghana complaining that they can't find jobs?
Well, I think I always have to put this in perspective. I think I've stated that some of these issues are not limited to Ghana.
Let's stick to Ghana because the people abroad or in the global context are not bothered about us. So let's stick to...
No, of course, we need to contextualize it. But I'm saying that all over the world, we have problems of jobs. It's everywhere.
But in Ghana, it's very serious. Lots of graduate unemployment.
Who said so?
We don't even
You've not heard the story of Nigeria. You've not heard the story of South Africa. You've not heard of some of these countries, even the developed countries. You've not heard about their story.
So essentially, jobs are a big issue.
It's a big issue. But the thing is that the president is going to explain, like he keeps explaining, and reassuring Ghanaians that the jobs are coming. You are laying the foundation, and he's promised that 2017...
You've been laying the foundation for quite some time. By now, shouldn't we be at little level?
But you lay foundation, not today, not tomorrow. It's a gradual, it's a future thing. So if he says he's laying the foundation, he's telling you that the necessary infrastructure are being set up. We need to build on that. So we create a lot of jobs. We are building schools. We need teachers. Most of the teachers will go and teach. We need drivers to go and work there. A lot of jobs that are being created through some of these infrastructure development projects. We are building roads. We need artisans. We need engineers. They are part of the job creation that he's talking about.
All right.
And they should come and tell us the situation back when they were in power. They should come and tell us. I wish they should give us the statistics while they were in power. It was worse.
I don't have the statistics to make that come to that conclusion.
That is why I'm saying that sometimes we need to have them one-on-one to be able to tell them the stories. They should tell us, let's refer them to so many things they did. We thought it wasn't helping Ghanaians. That was why they were voted out.
But
we took power in 2008. We were given power again. It means we were working. And we expect that 2012, right, 2016, we'll be given another nod because we think we've worked enough. Our president, John Mahama, is working, he's worked, and he's consolidated as far as developments are concerned. So we are very, very, very sure that Ghanaians will give us the nod again for John Mahama, president, to continue with the good work he's doing for Ghanaians.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Asante. That's all time will allow us. And
if you allow me, I'm telling your colleagues, media, that those who need accreditation for Sunday's event should submit their names and the organizations, and we work it out for them.
All right. Thank you very much, James Asante. He's the Communications Director of the National Democratic Congress. It's still the Pulse here on the Joy News channel on Multi TV. And still to come here on the Pulse, a major crackdown on unwholesome and unapproved drugs as the Food and Drugs Authority launched a campaign to withdraw such drugs from the market. We have this and more coming up after the break.